Okay, this is start of lesson 96, and they're talking about radicals and difference of two squares. And we know that the square root of 4 is equal to 2. If we put a negative in front of the square root of 4, then it's the opposite of 2, okay? So, and we've learned some of this. Now, if we take x squared equals 4, and then we take the square root and the square root of a square, then we're going to end up with a plus or minus 2, okay? Because a negative 2 times a negative 2 equals 4, and a 2 times 2 equals 4. This is different than this. This one is the opposite of the square root of 2. Okay, let me do another one with you. What if we have the square root of 9? Well, it is 3. The square root of 9 is 3, not negative 3, 3. But on the other hand, if we have 3 squared equals, and we take the square root of it, well, that one equals 3. But 3 times 3 equals 9, and negative 3 times 3, negative 3 equals 9. But just the square root of 9 is a positive 3. Unless it has a negative in front of it, then it is the opposite of 3. Okay, you kind of keep that straight, okay? Let's see. It's a little confusing. Okay, so if we have p squared equals 16, and we take the square root of both, right? Because that's how you solve for it. And when you take the square root of a square, you end up with that. You end up with p equals what? Well, the square root of 16 can either be a plus or a minus 4. So that is the answer, because negative 4 times negative 4 can be 16, and 4 and 4 can be 16. Okay, and if you have, and I'm doing this a little bit different than the book, if you have p squared equals 41, say, well, you take the square root of a square and the square root of this, you have to do it to both sides, and you end up with p, and since this can't be done easily, it will be a plus or minus square root of 41. Okay, so let's just look at another number. Let's look at over here, let's look at 4 squared is equal to what? Well, the same applies here. A square root of a square is this number. So this equals 4. This is the same as the square root of 16. This equals plus or minus 4. Okay? So let's see. What about this one? K squared equals 13. Well, what you do to get k by itself, that's what we're doing, getting k by itself. We take the square root of it, but we have to do that here too. And then k becomes plus minus square root of 13. So there's 2 positive numbers that will multiply to 13 and 2 negative numbers that will multiply to 13. So that is basically all of lesson 96.